Still tuned in to Good Morning Namibia. Now, Nicole Dreyer is set to host the Vision Boarding 2026, a very hands-on training which, of course, will be taking place this coming Saturday on the 10th of January 2026. Joining us now is Nicole Dreyer, aka a consultant, here to speak to us about this training and, of course, what actually Vision Boarding is all about. Very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us, Nicole.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. Well, let's talk about what vision boarding really is, perhaps for those who might not know what it is all about.
So there's different versions of vision boarding. How I do it with my participants, that sort of a thing, is we first work on setting goals.
Okay.
People need to know what their vision is, define what their vision is. And then the vision board is just a tool to reinforce the words. So our emotional brain is linked to visuals more than words. So we need to see ourselves as the CEO or see ourselves on holiday in Mauritius. And this is what a vision board is for, is like to actually put a picture to our goals.
Absolutely. It comes a lot, especially during this time of the year, or rather towards the end of a year, when someone is trying to, of course, set their New Year's resolutions or try to set goals for themselves when they're approaching a new year. How often have you done this vision board training, and perhaps how does it, actually go about it? How do you actually do the training, in fact? Yeah.
So I've done it for a couple of years now.
All right.
I tend to do it at the beginning of the year because most people set their goals for a year. I love 5-year
plans,
knowing where you're going to go, not just cruising along, but actually having a plan for that.
Yeah.
And I do it now because that's the time when most people do it. Some people set their goals around the time of their birthday. Some people set their goals different time of year. Me personally, I'm constantly working on these things,
Right.
sometimes too much. But we need to evolve and grow.
Yeah.
And it's not something... I don't believe you can do it too much.
Yeah.
I just do the training this time of year
because
this is when most people are doing it.
How important is vision boarding for a lot of our viewers who are probably watching this morning, and just for, in general, an understanding behind it? Why is it really important to actually set or have a vision board or to make one?
So your brain works more with visuals, your emotional brain.
Yeah.
And if you see yourself as the CEO or on a holiday that you want to particularly go on, or earning more money, you are more likely to actually achieve that goal. We've all heard of people, I love looking at it now at the moment, everyone's jogging in the mornings, the evenings, everyone's exercising, so excited. Usually that fades by January, February.
Yeah.
By the end of January and
That's
into
right,
early February. And a vision board keeps you seeing yourself as a fit person, keeps you seeing yourself as achieving these goals, and is like a visual reminder. So a vision board's not going to work if you just pack it in the back of a drawer somewhere. It's only going to work if you hang it up somewhere where you're going to see it every day. You can engage with it every day, interact with it, remind yourself why you're doing this, what your end goal is.
Absolutely. Well, so what inspired you then to actually host this vision board training for the past years that you've been doing it now? What keeps you going, rather?
So I love personal growth. I love working on myself.
Yeah.
And I have found that it is hugely beneficial to people, and helping people thrive helps me thrive. So I love working together with people. I love helping people achieve their goals, and that is like my main motivation.
So who is the training then aimed for, and what are some of the practices and activities that you actually get to do during the vision board training?
So it's a very diverse group who can take part. Anyone, I do it with my kids, I do it with adults, any age. You can never be too old. I heard of a lady the other day who was 101 and she had a 10-year plan.
Wow.
So anyone can do it, any age, race, gender, anyone can do it. And so first, before the training, you get practical questions to help you come up with the wording.
Yeah.
Because the wording, the goals you set beforehand is equally as important. And then in the training itself, it's the actual activity. And it's not just creating a collage. There is like lots of methods and logic that goes into placements, into how you handle your vision board, the images you select to put on it, what it means to you, the emotions you feel when you working with your vision board and all of that.
Yeah, I think it's quite easy for a lot of people who have always, of course, set a vision board for themselves at the beginning of the year, but at some point seem to divert from it or even lose the focus of actually focusing on achieving those goals. What do you think is probably the reason behind that, and what can you say? Why is it important for people to actually stick to them? How can they stick to those goals? And how can this training actually also help them enforce those goals that they're trying to achieve?
So I think that's like the hardest question. Vision boarding sounds super easy.
Yeah.
Changing your habits sounds super easy.
Okay.
Your mindset, changing your mindset. Just have a growth mindset. It's not that easy though. It takes active work, and I think that is part of this training is that we talk about the active work, that it's not easy.
Yeah.
It is hard. It takes dedication. Our bodies are designed to go back to what they know.
Of course.
So if you've been abused, let's say you were verbally abused as a kid, you were bullied a little bit, you think that's normal. And you go to an employer, a boyfriend, a husband that bullies you. Because that's what your body says is normal. So if you're used to eating junk food and not exercising, your body thinks that's normal. And you need to actively change that. And that is hard. It is not easy. It sounds easy. Go on a diet. It's not. And so this is what we work on, is that this is hard. And this takes practice and actively changing your thoughts, actively going, I am a healthy person. So I'm one of those people who's always identified as someone who doesn't like sports, doesn't like being physically active. And I am now actively working on, I might not like sports. I'm not a soccer player, a volleyball player, a basketball player, a hockey player. I don't really like balls.
You've made it very clear.
But I can move my body.
Okay.
I make sure I get my steps in every day. I burn enough calories. I spend enough time moving. And that's what longevity is all about. It's not that you have to be best at a sports. You don't have to be the fastest marathon runner, as long as you're just moving your body. Okay, and then you need to see yourself as this active person and not see yourself in the way that you used to see yourself, like, I hate sports. You change your thought patterns and the way you see yourself, and that's when your habits change.
Absolutely. So talk to us about where this training will be taking place, how those that are interested, those that have never tried it, how can they sign up for this training, and where can they find all the information?
So they can find all the information on my website, Nicole-Dreyer.com. And they can, it'll be most likely at the Village or Zest now. And yeah, they can just check on my website or on social media pages, just Nicole Dreyer, and find out more information there.
Absolutely. And what advice do you have for all our viewers, perhaps watching this morning, that have never tried vision boarding?
Come with an open mind. It's different. Even if you've done a vision board before, if you haven't done one with me, even if you've done one with me, every session is different because I'm learning and growing, and every time I do a vision board, it's slightly different, slightly improved, slightly changed. There is no recipe for success in life. So we need to be open to new ways of doing things, and I think that's the key thing. It's just that open-mindedness, coming in and being ready to do something different and seeing things in a different way.
Absolutely. And a question I actually thought of earlier, that I actually should have asked this earlier, this conversation is, many a times we look at vision boards as those resolutions we want to make at the beginning of the year. Is it wrong, or is it perhaps relate to start at any time of the year? If I start in July, can I have a vision board then? Or is it, are there any laws against that? I think that's a question I would ask,
So, I don't believe in black and white thinking. There is no yes or no. You need to do you. And sometimes our plans change. In the middle of the year, you had this goal that you were going to get promoted, but then you get another job opportunity with a different company. That changes your vision. That changes who you are. God sent you this opportunity to do something different. So it's okay to pivot. It's okay to move away. And if you want to go through the exercise of creating a new vision board, go for it. There are no hard and fast rules. So like I said, with the same with the style of vision board that you do, there are so many different ways to do it, and involving your vision board is actually really good for you because it means you are evolving. And so if you want to do it in the middle of the year, if you get a new opportunity or it's your birthday and you're thinking, you know, I had this original plan, but I'm not liking it anymore.
Yeah. Do
it differently.
Absolutely.
It's okay.
And I've never done vision boards before, but I've had friends who had vision boards before. And my next question is really about how personal it is or should be to you or to oneself, or rather than, you know, having a lot of people know what your vision is about. How personal should one make it, especially speaking about the training as well?
Yeah.
How do you train people to actually make it their personal one and not one? Because a lot of people would say, no, don't talk about your goals, people, all of that. Talk to us a bit about that, your thoughts, please.
So I have a friend who, on her vision board last year, put that she was pregnant and she posted it on social media.
Okay.
And she didn't think about it beforehand, and then everyone had lots of questions, of course. Your vision board should be intensely personal.
Yep.
If you don't want the world to know, don't post it on social media.
Wow.
But it should be, a vision board should be emotional.
Yep.
Because if you don't have an emotional connection to it, you're not going to want to achieve that goal. You are not going to want to go through the hard. You're not going to want to go through the difficult things. And it's going to be hard.
That's right.
Life is not easy. We must not forget that. We face these challenges all the time, and it's overcoming them when we start winning our goals. If we, every time we hit a roadblock, if we stopped and said, oh, I just give up, I'm going the other way, instead of passing through that roadblock, we're not going to achieve anything. So we need to emotionally connect with our goals and achieve what we want to achieve because we're connected to it. Not because someone else says we should do it, not because society says we should get married by this age, or society says we need to have this kind of a job. We need to pursue things that we're passionate about.
Absolutely. Nicole, thank you so much for being here. I think you might see me in one of your classes soon, so thank you so much for explaining this to me and, of course, all our viewers that are watching this morning. Wish you all the best for this training.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.